Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àgbẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilé tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù bó lórúkọ gan-an ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣe wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ kan ká lè débi re ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ Atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ gèdèlè wodò sànyà ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò síná kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rárá ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sánràn ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkọ pọpọ sí amúkan yòókù bọ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàrà mùjẹ ọmọ onílé ọlà àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tán láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọn láwọn ò ní bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fìrí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọn sì bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé tí ń ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ tí kò domi láéláé ìtọ́ nílé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Bọ́dá Island àgbà maybe blue child jákàmọ̀ lọ́sí ìbò wọ́n gbọ́ tí wà kàn bí the love is too much 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 jákàmọ̀ let's go.
Wow, a very good evening and welcome to the transmission. Emma Binu, we've been doing a lot of testing. I've been testing so many things just to make sure that our broadcast continue to come out very good and great. Moki Bugbu Alen Konsepe Barika the Jimot, and I hope we've all been having a very great day so far. Today is still Friday. In Yamaje, Friday, the 5th day of the month of January. So it's the first Friday of the month of January. And as usual, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to self-determination. So that's what we talk about on this platform. And I hope as many of us that will be having the privilege to listen and enjoy the program would also share to different platforms as well. It's very important that you share the program so that we can all enjoy it. So as usual, we're going to take it step by step, and then we go into the program. So we're just doing the prep. The program hasn't started yet, and I'm also testing a couple of things as well. Checking on a few things that I have, making sure that they are working the way I want it to work. And sometimes if they are not working, we just have to keep the testing going. So that is what we're doing right now. And share the program. Good evening to everyone, and welcome once again. Initially Friday, like I said, Moki Professor Banja Kitoye, Moki Oloyegbowo, Moki Gbogboma Yoruba Kakiri. Let's start again and appreciate to Oloyegbowo.
Ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àgbẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilé tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù bó lórúkọ gan-an ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣì wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ kan ká lè débi re ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ dèdèlè wodò sànyà ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sínú ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sanran ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkọ́ pọ́pọ́ sí amúkan yòókù bọ̀ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹ́rù wálé wàrà mọ̀jẹ́ ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tán láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọn láwọn ò ní bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fèrè ń kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé tí ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láyéláyé ìtọ́ mi lè domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Shout out to those of you in US, shout out to those of you in Africa, shout out to those of you in Europe, shout out to those of you in Asia. Mokie Easy, Mokie Gbomida Dani Miami, Mokie Kunle Bakers, Mokie gbogbo yín grandma, Mokie gbogbo yín olólùfẹ́ wa ní tí ẹ fẹ́ òtítọ́ fún the right of the Yoruba people to self-determination. We are still, just prepping. We'll probably do that for the next 10 minutes and then we go into the full program. But for now, it is all about the prep. Let's listen to this.
Lè bá ìdá mi o. Lè ṣá o.
Lẹ́wẹ̀ ká sọ.
Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ mọ̀ mí.
Rárá sà.
Èmi ní èsì mọ̀ yín. Èmi táwọn ìwọ̀n èsì pásítọ̀ o. Wọ́n sì sáàfà. Àmọ́ mo lẹ́bùn ràn.
Ẹ máa ríran.
Màmá ẹ ríran. Mo ṣe ń bọ̀ látọ̀ ọ̀kan tí mò ń wò yín. Làmú mi rí i pé.
Gbé kí ni? Ẹni gbé kí ni? Ọba ebi ló ń parí. Èmi náà ti ìgbà kan. Èmi náà láìpẹ́ yìí. Kò fẹ́ kí mo rí ẹ̀gbọ́n bá mi pé wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nígbẹ́ ní fort. Ó dẹ̀ padà ní. Ẹ jẹ́ pa.
Ẹ̀mẹ́ni pé kì í ṣe pé mo rí ní ebi ní ń parí.
Èmi rí rẹ̀, èmi ò ní ìbá ń sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn ọmọ mi rí.
Ẹ̀sìn mú mi tá. Lórí ẹ̀sẹ̀ mọ̀.
Olùdèmí ọ̀hún.
Ó kù dé mo ti bá sọ fún pé ìyá kan ní ṣe ń lágbo ilé yìí nù.
Àgbẹ̀ náà ló wà bí èmi ìyá. Ṣé wàá gbọ́ ẹ̀rọ àjẹ tẹ̀yìn tó bójú mọ́tò? Ọ̀dọ́bà mi ní. Nǹkan ti ṣọ̀gá gan ti ṣe ní ara mi.
Ẹ̀lọ́gà tẹ̀ wà.
Gbogbo ala ti rí ìyẹn lórí rẹ̀.
Ìbí ìyẹ́jú kéèyàn mẹ́rin náà lọ. Wọ́n lè yàn ṣe ní ìrìnà ń gbé bí ọ̀dàjà fọ́ mẹ́pẹ́.
Ẹ̀wọ̀ ká máa dùn káwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wa. Ní tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ àlábà mi ra ìfọ́gbìn náà.
Àwa mineral yìí.
Ó yẹ pàdé yàn kan tó ní ẹgbẹ́ mi rà.
Mo ti rìnà fún èèyàn kan lókè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wàá fọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sáyébílì ni ẹ̀. Àwọn kan sọ wípé àbáyín ka sáàmù láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ dópin. Mẹ̀pá ẹ̀ nílé kà á. Àwọn kan báyín kà pé ẹ̀kan mú iye díẹ̀.
Tó bá jọ́yọ̀ sáàmù ìṣòṣe mi kò ẹgbẹ́ ìjọba wa jẹ́ ìdí.
Olúwa ni olùṣọ́ àgùntàn rẹ̀.
Gbogbo ọ̀dún ọlọ́run.
Àmín.
Ẹja ìsúnmẹ̀ káwa dùn.
Mẹ́nira. Tó tutù.
Wá gbogbo èèyàn ló ríran nínú Nàìjíríà tí nǹkan le kókókó bójú ẹja. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé a kó bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Mò ń bọ̀ sẹ́mu tí
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it.
ẹ bá wa pín ètò náà
And
ẹ bá wa pín
businesses
èmi náà pín káàkiri ni ẹ̀yin náà ẹ bá wa sáré máa pín
seems
káàkiri
anxious and
kó lè
uncertain.
káàkiri ibi tó yẹ
I
kó lọ.
understand the hardship you face.
I wish
I
there's
wish
another way,
there were other
but there's
ways,
no other way.
but there's not.
Okay. Bí a ká tún gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan sí ẹja gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan sí ẹja gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan sí.
The cost of fuel has gone up.
Okay.
Food and other prices have followed it.
Pé
Households and businesses struggling.
struggling,
Things seems anxious and uncertain.
uncertain.
I understand
I understand
the hardship
the hardship
you face.
you face.
I wish there were other ways.
But Bola Tinubu ni there's no
But
other
yes,
way.
now.
Wá Bola Tinubu ni there's no other way. A ṣe ń mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ni àìtí débi tá à ń lọ. Bóyá ká tú tẹkọ̀ létí ká gbọ́ eléyìí.
The name? Huh? What local government? Where are you? Where are you from?
I'm from my town.
Where in my town? Where are you from originally?
Kaduna State.
From where?
Kaduna State.
Kaduna State.
I'm Alkalimon in my name.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Kaduna State.
Okay.
I'm living in Zamfara
With your brother.
Yes.
And you are coming out under what local government?
Lagos Island.
Local government. Do you have a family house in Lagos Island?
No.
Okay. What's your name?
Luka David.
What?
Luka David.
Luka.
David.
Where are you from?
From Kaduna State.
Kaduna State. What local government are you coming out from?
Oshodi.
Who gave you the indigenship certificate?
National.
What's your name?
Zakaria.
Where are you from? Kaduna State. Ah, Lagos. Where did you get the indigenship certificate from?
I'm staying with my uncle.
Your uncle, speak up, please.
I'm staying with my uncle. Let's not connect now.
Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba. Gbàmí ló padà ní Yorùbá. Níbo ló ń gbé? Shogba Yoruba. Níbo ló ń gbé? Níbo ló ń gbé? Ta ló fún ẹ ní certificate? Ta ló fún ẹ? Ta ló fún ẹ? Ta ló fún ẹ? Local government tó ló ti wá kò ṣọ̀fẹ́. Ẹ sáàpẹ̀ kí lorúkọ ẹ? Kí lorúkọ ẹ? What's your name? What? Speak up, please. Where are you from? What? Kaduna. But you're coming out from what local government? Oh? Ta ló fún ẹ ní certificate? Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Níbo ló ń gbé? You don't hear Yoruba. What state are you from? Kaduna State. Ta ló fún ẹ certificate of indigenship, Lagos State? Bring it and let me see your indigenship certificate. That paper that they gave you from the local government. Huh? Where is your, let me see. Show me this. Go show the local government. One by one. Go show the local government. Most of them cannot speak Yoruba at all. I don't know how. Where's the second one? Also from Oshodi, local government.
All from Oshodi, local government. Wọ́n bọ̀ sẹ́ àìtí dé.
I would say I agree with the opinion that General Buhari in the last 8 years or thereabouts did virtually nothing, and I mean virtually nothing, in our fight against terrorism. If anything, he promoted and enhanced our hardship as far as the fight against terrorism was concerned. It's unfortunate that we're talking about our number one citizen as a then, within the period of the last 8 years, a period which I refer to that Nigeria had no political leader. We saw all the lines of actions taken by the, political strategic level of decision making. We saw all the lines of action taken even from the presidency. We saw how ministers who had business or things to do with terrorists were made to remain in their positions as ministers. One was even in charge of our entire national data. We could go on and on and on. We allowed undue sentiments right from the presidency to be visited in our alleged purported plan or action against terrorism. You could read religion, you could read tribalism, You could read ethnicity, and so on. It's unfortunate. And at the subnational level, we had governors, especially up north where I come from, under that administration, that had all sorts of romance and unholy relationship with terrorism, degenerating to a situation where some of them were even talking of amnesty. It was shocking to some of us. Amnesty for who? You tell me they are repentant terrorists. Repentant from what? We are soldiers. Our duty is not to come here and grant repentance. Our duty is to hasten your appointment to God, to heaven or hell, where he will grant you penance. So for us to be bringing large number of men from the forest who hitherto were armed and taking on fellow Nigerians, then on the appearance of soldiers, they drop their weapon and you are compelled as a professional to take them PWs and you bring them back to us and say they are repentant what? And then you give their godfathers sitting in government houses to begin to talk about amnesty and even referring us to how amnesty was granted to some chaps way back in the under what's his name? Yeah, President Yaradua in the creeks. It's unfortunate. So now we have a new administration in place. In the last 6 or 7 months, I have not seen a change, so to speak, from what has been happening in the last 8 years. We will hope that the president now is not listening to some ill advice coming in from some elements or people who have sympathy with the last administration to him as to how to fight terrorism. We have an ample opportunity now to change the guard in how we fight terrorism. We should not appeal to my colleagues in the military. I understand very much what the rules of international law of war says concerning PWs and so on. I must tell you, gentlemen, if we've got to fight this war and come out of it unscathed and make sure that we don't eventually leave this war for our grandchildren to fight continually because of our attitude, then we've got to face this war and face it with all the brute it calls for. Face it with all the seriousness it calls for. Absolutely. And not to start heaping PWs here and there. The more PWs we gather, the more we are heaping up a reserve force for belligerents who tomorrow will face our children. Well, whether we want to accept it or not, that is the bitter truth.
Thank you for
simple.
The bitter truth as you
when
described.
When you meet them in the forest, bring them down.
All right.
Well, that is the bitter truth. Many Nigerians don't like the bitter truth. They love people that will tell them lies. And we are not one of those that will tell you lies. A quick program here. I'm going to stand up, just for about 5 minutes, but there will be something playing at the background and I'll be back on my seat. We've listened to that. I think we should listen to Prof. Or should I say, let me still play my own, intro just to start. Then later on, I will be playing Professor Akintoye's one. Mumbo, Mutide.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Happy Friday and welcome to the transmission. Share the program, invite somebody, and don't be selfish. Ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ará ilé ẹni tẹ́ bá lè ra data fún wọn pé kó tí wàá gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ nípa self-determination. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Koikimedia, we bring the work closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bring the work closer to your doorstep. I was a láti yege. Gbígbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but we dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but we dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìníhùn ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kòtò bí àdó, ọgbẹ́jẹ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Kájùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó Odùduwà, Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wa. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri, ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí, káwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé, ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàmọ̀ Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wàá máa ní. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wá káyé gbúgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wàá máa ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wàá máa ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn lọ máa fi dìbò ọ̀bẹ mọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia, ṣàwa ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o. Kọ̀kọ̀kọ̀kọ̀. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá yọ. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you work closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòlù kan yòókù lára ni. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àkìsọ̀dálẹ̀, àkìsọ̀díkẹta. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúrótán, àtúnpèrègèdè. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia, we bring you work closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Koikimedia is around to give us latest.
I say good evening, and as you're all settling in, like I said, in the next few minutes, we will play the anthem, which start the program officially. Then after that, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to play, Babakitoye for 5 minutes so that Malila share one or two things briefly. Good evening. It's just 6 p.m. local time in London, where I'm transmitting from. 2 minutes past 6 p.m. in Inijo Kanu, the 5th of January, 2024. The only thing you can do is just to share the program, like it for the algorithm. That is the only thing you can do. And yet, the energy power, even if we are losing weight on this, and you lose weight because you need and joke our time sorrow and lose the weight, but it's okay. We're happy with that. Moki, you have to be memotiri symbol one. So let's play the anthem that kickstart the program officially. I think we've done 26 minutes already. And to Bani data, there's nothing I can do to help you. But all I can say is that hopefully one day we will come out of where you're struggling with internet. Internet, not of engineer. People have to turn off the phone and turn it on. Which I can't remember the last time I've done such. But it is in Nigeria that you will turn and off is because it is deliberately to keep you in that condition. Mokpadabo. I'm going to be picking the broadcast from different angle tonight. The whole conversation that I deal with every day of my life in the last 3 years is self-determination. I don't give a toss if anybody get killed in Nigeria because we have been saying it that Nigeria is not working. What we should be more concerned is how to collapse Nigeria so that we can minimize the Fulani attacks on each community in Nigeria. But many Nigerians are still waiting for their government to deal with these atrocities. Many Nigerians are not understanding that you will not be safe in Nigeria, economic-wise, welfare, and so many things. And I've just picked from Simon Ekpa just about a minute ago. You can never effectively defend yourselves as people in Nigeria until Nigeria disintegrates. Let me read that again. Defend Nino Nigeria until Nigeria is disintegrate. You wonder whether we have governors in Oyo State. You wonder whether you have governor in Plateau State. You wonder whether you have governor in Kaduna State. You cannot defend yourself because these are meant to be people to come and defend you, because the job of a government is to protect the citizens. As I live in this country, it is the responsibility of the British government to protect me against any terrorist. It is the responsibility of the British government to lay down the rules and regulations to make sure that I will be able to have my right. It is not the same in Nigeria. And it is deliberately. But many Nigerians are waiting for one kind of miracle from your pastor and your imam and your babalawo to tell you that. I saw a very dark man. Great job he has done to visit Plateau State. Okay, after that, then what happened? We donate money to them, we give them money, and then, why should we be the one even giving them money? Plateau State has money. I mean, these people that very dark man was showing, we expect them to be even living much better life than the normal Nigerians because they've been affected in that community. But we all live in denial. We are all fake people in that country. That is why Nigeria itself is fake, because everybody is just sitting back and then we are all waiting, for something to happen. So Simon Ekpa says, and I quote again, you can never, 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 never effectively defend yourselves as a people in Nigeria until Nigeria is disintegrated. At this point, it is only Biafra that has the capability and the capacity to defend the Biafrans through the Biafra government and the Biafra forces. If you're waiting to be defended by your own government, you would eventually be killed. And you don't have to believe that. But I have just one thing to back that.
In this state is under assault. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine state of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
What is the difference between what Simon Ekpa just said? You can never effectively defend yourselves as a people in Nigeria until Nigeria is disintegrated. But many Yoruba people, many people from Middle Belt, many people from the Southeast, many Hausas, we are all relying and waiting for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to defend us. We are waiting for the international community, where I'm going to be picking my conversation later on this evening, because I've gone back to see and ask questions. Why is America government, Joe Biden, as many human rights advocates, urge President Joe Biden of the United States of America administration to blacklist Nigeria, but they refuse to do so? Why? Maybe there's something in need for them. But let me remind us of these. Like I said, I will be off my seat, but I'll be controlling the system just until I come back. In case the video finish, I will monitor it. Don't go anywhere. Get a cough, get a Guinness, get a whiskey. It's a Friday, and this is how we do our own Friday from here. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. I'll be back in a minute. Moki Bubualen Konse, and welcome to the conversation. Moki Omode, Moki Abalagba. I can change the background. I can make it a little bit much different. I can put my own image there. So if that one is not working, and I'll leave it like that, and for now. Mombolen Konse, Moki Awayeto Queen. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Let's listen to this. I'm coming back.
Orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ni mí àti local government. Èèyàn wa ìgbà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní òní olórin náà ni wọ́n lọ sípò, wọ́n lọ ń wá àtijẹ àtimú ni wọ́n ń wá lọ. Àtijẹ àtimú ni wọ́n ń bá lọ lónìí tí wọ́n lọ sínú pápá. Ẹ wò ó tí wọ́n ṣá wọn.
láì ṣe pé bóyá pé èèyàn lọ jìyà kínní tí wọ́n ṣá wọn lọ́dà yóò tán lọ sóko kí lè fẹ́ ká ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo lè tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí nísìnyí bí àtijọ́ àti mú ẹnì kejì rẹ̀ àti ìrẹ́ ènìyàn báyìí nísìnyí wọ́n sọnù ní ònù ní báwa àti ìdókòwò báyìí nísìnyí kí lè fẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí nísìnyí ẹ wá lógun òní ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ dákun abẹ wá o Yorùbá ni wá o àti gbólógbà gọọmenti ẹ jọ gbogbo ẹyin dẹ́kun àní òkè pátá tẹ́jọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá iṣẹ́ ta ní ká máa ṣe náà là ń ṣe yìí o iṣẹ́ ta ní ká máa ṣe là ń ṣe yìí o tẹ́sí gbà wá lókun báyìí o a sì ń sọ fún yín ó dàbí rí bí àwàdà pé bóyá pé a fẹ́ dìde ẹ bá ṣe ẹ náà bẹ̀rù ìrẹ̀rù wo láwà nísìnyí a lè bẹ̀rù mọ́ tó bá dogun kó dogun o tó bá dogun kó dogun kí ọba náà máa rí ìgbòho òòṣà kóhun náà máa rí pé nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kí nǹkan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ o ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ gan ní kí ní pé ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nọ́mọ̀nọ́mà ogun ti rákùn báyìí kí èèyàn máa wá àtijọ́ àti imú kó wá jẹ ìra fún yẹn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ìnira púpà fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ bá ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ dákun ilẹ̀ Yorùbá la wà àsìkò lọ́kọ̀ àgbàdì Yorùbá ní mí Yorùbá ní rẹ̀ mí Yorùbá ní bá mi ní pátá o ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátá nìkan ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ lónìí olónìí lọ́sẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹnì kejì àti ìríwáyé o a sì ń gba báyìí àti gbìyànjú wọn ò tí ì rí o ẹ dákun bá ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ dákun abẹ̀yìn o bí ọba gẹ́gẹ́ ní ọba dìde wá tó bá dogun kó dogun o ẹ dákun bá ṣiṣẹ́ lórí àfọlọ́wọn ọba abẹ̀yìn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá o ó ti sún àwọn àtàwọn àtòsí báyìí káwọn ẹgbẹ́ yẹn máa lò pọ̀ àti gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan tí ó jẹ.
According to estimates, 3.1 million people ló wà ní rádì àgbẹ̀kù. Àní gbogbo rálì wọ̀nyí kò sẹ́ni tó farapa, kò sẹ́ni tó ju òkúta sí ẹnìkan, kò sẹ́ni tó dẹ́rù bẹ́ni kejì. Ọlọ́pàá ò mú ọmọ kankan, ọlọ́pàá ò dẹ́rù bọ́mọ, ọmọ kankan farapa. So àwọn alàgbà sójà wa tó yẹ ká máa yẹ sí ẹlọ́tún rò àwa ò kì í ṣe security threat ní Nàìjíríà we are not. Ṣùgbọ́n tí mi ò bá fẹnu bá kinní kan ẹ lè sọ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní bàbá àyàtọ̀ self determination struggle rẹ̀. Àwa Yorùbá a kì í ṣòkúrọ̀ àdẹ̀ kì í ṣe hypocrite. Kinní kan wà tó jẹ́ kí tó yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ sí self determination struggle wa tá a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Òun náà ni wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ defend ilẹ̀ wa against àwọn Fúlàní Nàìjíríà tó wà láàárín. Tó ń pa ọmọdé, tó ń pa àgbà, tó ń rèpò obìnrin, tó ń lo abúlé, tó ń destroy oko, tó ń lé gbogbo farmers wá kúrò lórí oko. Tó wá jẹ́ pé tá a bá ṣọ́ra wa Yorùbá láì for many years to come la máa ní èèyàn after èèyàn after èèyàn famine after famine after famine. Àwa ò lè afford it. Therefore, abẹ ìjọba Buhari kó wá defend wa. Ọdún ìjọba Buhari ò wá defend wa ṣe ló dàbí pé wọ́n support àwọn tó wá attack wa ni. Ìjẹ́ ènìyàn tá a sọ pé a lè lajúlẹ̀ kán máa fìyà jẹ àwọn ẹni wá bí eléyìí, kán máa destroy future wa bí eléyìí. You have to do something. Ìjẹ́ ènìyàn ẹ má rò pé ó dùn mọ́ wa láti ṣe. Ẹ rò pé ìjọ tí Sunday Igboho tó dìde tó ń lọ sí Ìgàngán pẹ̀lú pé ijó àtayọ̀ ló fẹ́ lọ jà ní. Ó
ó mọ̀ wípé risk ńlá lòun take ìjọ yẹn ó dẹ̀ take risk yẹn because he loves the Yorùbá nation. Nígbà tó dẹ̀ débẹ̀ ìjọ yẹn ìtàn kan wà tẹ́ ẹ̀ kì í gbọ́. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ wípé ara àwọn ọmọ Sẹ́ríkì Ìgàngàn Sẹ́ríkì ní Ìgàngàn ó mú ìbọn lápò ó yìn sí Sunday at point blank. Sunday kan jẹ́ ọmọ tó Ọlọ́run ti sì kí ọ̀nà. Òkú ẹ̀ làbá gbé wálé ìjọ yẹn. A ò fẹ́ expose àwọn ọmọ wa sí danger. But a fẹ́ fi àwọn èèyàn wa sílẹ̀ kí ìyà máa jẹ wọ́n. A fẹ́ fi àwọn ìyá wa sílẹ̀ kí wọ́n máa rí ìdùnnú lórí òkú. A fẹ́ fi àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké sílẹ̀ kí àwọn Fúlàní máa pa wọ́n lọ́nà school. No, we have to defend our land. We are forced to. It is not that we love to. It's not. That's not what we wish to do. But it's what we must do out of love for our nation, out of respect for our nation, out of sense of dignity of our nation. So àwọn tó ń lọ sọ pé àwa security wọ́n lọ parẹ́ kúrò nínú ìwé wọn àwa we are not a security. What the federal government of Nigeria should do is to defend our land, and there will be no Yoruba man, no Yoruba boy or girl going to go into the bush to go and drive the Fulani away. That's our situation. Our struggle is a peaceful struggle, and it's a struggle that is based upon law. The law of this world and the law of Nigeria says that we can seek to separate our country from Nigeria. That's the law, and we are following that law, or those laws. Okay, àkó ọdún bá wa láyọ̀ ọdún ti bá wa láyọ̀ ìjọ àtayọ̀ la máa fi parí ẹ̀ o. Mo kí àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké àti bíláde tí wọ́n ti mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe pọ̀ sí káwọn náà ṣe. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ìwé àmọ́dún àti máa wà ní kọ́ńtì ti wà o. Ọlọ́run ló ní ká lọ ja ìjà yìí, and we must fight with faith and hope and the power of the living God to achieve anything in the world. Now we know that His mighty hand is raised up in defense of our nation, in the advancement of our nation to freedom and liberation from Nigeria. And nothing can bend back His hand. We shall prosper. Our purposes today will prosper. Our purposes in our country when we have it will also prosper. Thank you very much.
Well, that is Professor Adebanji Akitoye speaking there. Let's listen to one more.
Do you know that most of these places that are under attack in northern Nigeria have some of the biggest natural resources underneath the ground, and the trading of those natural resources are going on while people are being killed in those communities? Do you know? Now let me bring you up to speed real quick. If you realize some of the most fertile lands in northern Nigeria are the ones that are being attacked. Most of our fresh, beautiful vegetables and fruits come from Plateau State. Do you know what is underneath those beautiful fertile lands? It is also solid minerals. Guza. For some of you who know, you know. People are killed daily while miners are mining those lands. How can you raise down an entire village? Bring it down to ashes. Evacuate everybody there and go behind their backs to go and be mining their gold. How wicked can you be? Do you know that it's also affecting not only our economy, but also the food supply for the common man who cannot afford to eat? I am a farmer. Yes, I'm an agri-entrepreneur. I deal with grains. And the rate at which food is going to be scarce in 2024, you are not ready for it. Things that we buy for as low as 20,000 when they are in surplus, we bought this year for 80,000 naira when it was in surplus. You are not ready for it. For us who do food storage business, we know exactly what you are saying. Ask anybody who is into farming. Underneath all of this madness, this crisis of insecurity is a major business of natural resource buying and selling. Illegal. Zamfara has gold, and daily gold is traded while people are killed and evacuated from their villages. They would rather pursue you because of insecurity and go and dig your land to take out gold and take out tin and take out other minerals. Yes, that's what's happening in northern Nigeria. They attack people using insecurity as a blanket and a facade, chase people out of their communities, and go behind their backs to steal their natural resources. Those are the kinds of leaders we have in northern Nigeria. You are wicked people, and you have blood on your hands, and you're going to be judged for it. You are taking blood money, and you will die a bad death. Northern Nigerian leaders, Allah ya Isa. You trade your people for your pocket, the resources that's supposed to be for the community, you pocket it. And you live in Abuja and other cities across the world. And people are suffering and dying every day. And they believe that you are there for their best interest. Assyrian Kuyatunu. We are getting there. Northern Nigeria, feel like we go change parade. It's like we're going to change tactics. This one no they work. This we no go agree. This Jama solidarity is not working. Don't you guys think so? How many times has protest worked in Nigeria? Everybody stand for yourself. Guard your community. Let me tell you something. Nigerian government doesn't give a rat's ass what happened to any northerner. At first, you would think, oh, it is insecurity. Oh, it's Fulani headsmen. But are Fulani headsmen more powerful than the Nigerian military that is rated #1 in Africa? No. How many are they? Who gives them the guns? Let's ask the right questions. Who arms them? Where do they come from? Who gives them intelligence? Why is it that there can be an intelligence of attack and people will know and they'll keep quiet? Yes, where there are soldiers and military people, personnel, we have DSS, we have NIA that know exactly what happens and they keep quiet. Northern Nigeria, Mufarkao, it's not like before. Let's change strategy. This, we know go grill, it's not working. We need to come together. Forget your religion. Your religion is not paying you now. Your safety first. Nobody will ask you whether you're a Christian or Muslim before they shoot you or burn you down alive in your house. Nobody bloody cares. Northern Nigeria, Mufarkao, it is not time to be doing I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Oh, that person is not my brother. If they shoot somebody in Plateau State, best believe you are the next target, even though you are in Sokoto. Yes. Outside Adage says, in game no one kaya kamauta, kashafa manakarua. While at it, protect other people because it is coming. So long as there's. Do you know that most of
that is from a beautiful sister of ours. I don't know her, but I picked up the video. Now let's listen to, I'm sure many of you know a guy called Very Dark Man. He has traveled to that region where terrorists massacre. I'm talking about, when I say terrorists, we all know the terrorists. These are Fulani that are trying to take our land. And when we say our land, you might say Lagos is not, part of that part. Ogun State is not. You can decide whichever part you think is your land. But one thing is, whether it is the north, whether it is the middle belt, whether it is the southwest or the southeast, every single one of us is now in danger. So let us listen to Very Dark Man. His name is Very Dark Man. I'm sure many of you would have come across one or two of his videos on the social media. He traveled to Plateau State. This is what he brought back. Let's listen to him.
Still in Bogos, where those people, Bokos, were in Jos, where those people came to attack those poor people. If you remember the video again, where they were pulling the child from behind his dead mother and his dead folks. You understand? So this is where it happened. Now, let me tell you what's funny. Bring the camera down. This is tin. This is tin. These are minerals. Look at it on the ground. These are minerals. So it is pretty obvious. See them, come. It is pretty obvious that these people are because of the richness of their land. Can you imagine they had to burn down the place? Come. See, start from here. They had to burn down the place. These houses, everything burnt down. We came into this village. There's literally nobody in the village, like literally nobody. They had to run away from their own land, from the place where they were born, where their grandparents lived. Do you understand? Can you imagine minerals on the ground? See, minerals on the ground. Minerals on the ground. That means this land is rich. Why are they doing this? I don't know. It is obvious, but we act as if I don't know for political reasons. But please, Nigerian government, please. Now, I'll take you to where the children are. The children that are being affected. Those people that are children. I will take you to the IDP camp where they are. If you see them, then let's not even talk about the ones that are in the hospital without hand and legs. Because of insecurity in Nigeria or because of greed. What we all can enjoy in Nigeria, we have a lot of minerals in Nigeria that we all can enjoy. We are not supposed to be poor in this country. Dubai get only oil, sell Dubai day. We are rich anyhow. Look at this land, plain land. Turn this camera. Look at the land, raise it up. Look at this land, plain land. See, plain, beautiful land with raw minerals on the ground. But yes, Nigerians, we are still suffering. We are still poor. Because of the greed of the people that are supposed to protect us and take care of us. Because the government. So, basically, somebody was trapped in this car. Somebody was trapped in this car and was burnt. Now, these things. Where that guy did? What's it with this? Which bone? Oh, human being bone. What I'm holding now, according to this guy that was here, have you put your face? I don't know if you show your face now, I just show only your body. So, according to this guy, he's saying, waiting. Bones, human being bone. So, this is the car. The person was here, as you can see, this is somebody, this is a human being bone. These are bones of somebody. Oh, this is very dark man, and I'm out here in just Bogos, local government, Bogos, where the attack happened. So there was an attack on these people. Everybody that you are seeing here, they are not random people. These are like people affected by the attack that happened on the 24th. It happened on the 24th, 25th, and on the 26th. So a lot of them didn't have the opportunity to do Christmas because of this attack. And what is funny is that I've done a little bit of investigation. I walked around. Some of them are staying here, and then some of them are staying in this town. Let me see the zinc houses. This place and then behind. So what's going on is, first of all, this is a very big community. How many community was affected? About 28 communities, am I right? About 28 communities were affected, where a lot of houses were burnt. These are like normal people that they go about their day. They make the Irish potatoes that you eat. They send it from here and send it all the way to Abuja. You understand? For you people to eat and you enjoy your life. Do you understand? Now, with these people affected, a lot of things that you see in Nigeria cannot be. Alright, so this is another community that was burnt down. Apparently, this one is even bigger than the last one where we were. Oh, shoot. Look, take it around. Follow me. Show the house. See livestock are being left, abandoned by their owners. Come. See all these places. See people out. See the animals, see the generator. Burnt. This place is bigger. Now let me tell you what's funny. From the last place we were to this place, it's like we drove for like 35 minutes on a normal low driving speed. Now come. Apparently, this whole thing happened in a day. They attacked different places in a day. Yeah, livestock go driving the speed without people to care for them. Come.
Let me now come back. We're on just about 55 minutes. And what I've done in the last 55 minutes is I've just managed to bring the conscious mind of many of us to the old videos, like Tiwa Danjuma, bringing it to the current video as at last year. I've played a video of 2 days ago. I don't know when Very Dark Man traveled to Plateau State. Kudos to him, and we appreciate, the risk. You can hear in that background there, somebody was saying, why is he taking a rush? Let's see if we can hear what he said. Okay, do you want me to hear baga baga from one side because I've come to show a video? I mean, not that he wants to make money out of this, but he has taken a risk. So the question I'm asking Nigerians again tonight, for those that wants to be known as Nigerians, is what is the way out? No, what do you think is the way out to all these? We form a political party and then we try and defeat PDP and defeat APC. Or we join APC or we join PDP so that we can be able to go there and change the narratives. No, Nigerians, what is the way out? What do you think should be the way out of all these mess? In the comment section. Let me first appreciate every single one of you that have joined us. We couldn't do that in the morning. I'm not in a rush. I'm just going to calm down. I understand many of you, want us to just come out and then be vexing and be angry. Look, I am 6,000 kilometers away from Nigeria. I have won my family. Do not go to where you will get kidnapped. I'm not going to come on the social media and beg to raise 20 million naira. I mean, if I have 20 million naira today, I will pump that back into Koikimedia and make it very much, transformative. The last thing I would want to do is send 20 million because we need to get somebody out from the hands of the Fulani terrorists. Why has the American government not changed the blacklist of Nigeria? Why have they kept Nigeria the way it is? Lori mixed LR. Okay, it is now moderate. Let me know if I should remove this. Better buy, because apparently I've removed the mic. Comrade Plan B. So better buy. Or do you want me to plug the mic back in? I know we need to have much better equipment, but since we don't have the fund, that's why we are raising 50,000 pounds, so that by the end of the year, depending on how soon we raise that money, we can do a lot of transformation in the broadcast and everything we do. So let me know. I've actually removed, the Roder mic connected to the laptop, and let me know if it's better or I should plug it back in. So let me first appreciate and say good evening all the way to you, Ayomi Kundamiju, also Mr. Adegbola Oladimeji. If you don't comment, I will not be able to see you. I might probably see you at random, and I'll say good evening to you. And I'm going to speak in Yoruba and English so that you're aware of the broadcast. And I can speak Yoruba all the way through. I can change my mind. I know sometimes people want us to speak in Yoruba and sometimes people want us to speak in English. I have a diverse, listeners. If they're not comfortable with the Yoruba, at least they know that we are talking about Yoruba nation. So it doesn't matter if they can listen or not. But if they want to sit down when we are listening to saying it in Yoruba or in English, it doesn't matter. And I'm not going to bring anybody in. I have a lot to talk about. Moki Okola Afolayan, you went on to say Koikimedia is Baba. Silver Badmos say Olori Buruku Were Zoo Country. Every day, that is what I call Nigeria on Twitter, Were Country. I know some of you have come up and say, shut up, stop calling my country Were Country. You too, you be weary. For every time you come up and attack me and say, I should stop calling Nigeria Were Country, you too, you are weary. Because if you are not weary, a country should be able to protect and defend you. But unfortunately, you don't have a country, okay? Okay, I should leave it like this. Okay, so that means I will not connect the mic, which thanks you so much for the feedback. So, you too, you'll be weary, okay? Because even in a society like ours, there are some weary, very close to Omartin Hospital. Look, they are doing very well than the weary country that you are in. Many of you that say we should stop calling Nigeria zoo, you are also one of the animals in that zoo. Let me appreciate Mr. Abiola Ademoye. Thank you so much. And I believe those are the ones I've picked up so far on the Facebook, and I'll pick more along the line. Silver Badmos is moving between the YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you as well. And you went further to say, continue with the great work. Nothing can stop the campaign. If anybody think that we can stop the campaign, you're wasting your time. Look, I have every energy to burn. Okay? Every energy, I have it to burn on this movement. And I'm ready for it. Even if it's going to take a lot of time, it does not matter. But one day, a lot of you will be pushed. I mean, if even our grandmother, I spoke to, one of our grandmother that called me, she sent a message and I just put the call to her. And she said, look, people that are waiting for your governors to come and protect and defend you, you're wasting your time. Go and see what happened, I believe, again in Plateau State, where some women came out. I don't know what was the reason, but they've actually burnt down a palace in Plateau State. I love those kind of energy. Everything that will bring down Nigeria, I pray for it every single day, okay? So when I see those kind of women, all they need is just extra hand from the other state. But the other state, everybody's just waiting. They'll go to church, they'll go to mosque, and they'll pray for Nigeria, the way the country. Everybody's praying for the country, okay? And, they're just making money out of you anyway. I shout out to you all the way in Germany, a very good country. I hope to be there very soon, Mr. Samson. And also to Baba Kende Adumati, one of the great fans of Yoruba Nation, and also all our medias that are working in that end as well. Mukiawa Foluke Oluge, and thank you so much. I say, Ekurole Bugweni Arami Omo Odua. Beni Omo Odua Niwa. You went for that to say, Koiki, Koniswe, Konireo, Ashe Dumari, Inshallah, Lorúkọ Jésù Kristi. I am doing 3 in 1, okay? Camberwell, blessing on the score in Camberwell. I believe that is Camberwell in London. If yes, I was still in that axis as at Wednesday. I pass through there, every Wednesday, and it's great to know that it's a great community that we have. Africans that are doing very well. East Street, a very busy place, and we're expanding. More Yoruba people are doing very well. Joshua _F_ Moses. Thank you so much for the message as well. Free Nado said, defending Nigeria would always sound dumb to me. Look, many people are defending Nigeria. You'll be surprised and amazed the amount of Nigerians that are defending Nigeria. Maybe because we are on the social media, we see them, they come under your comment and they will put this message that, shut up, stop talking bad about, imagine somebody coming to tell me stop talking bad about Nigeria. So they've actually labeled my platform as a media organization that bring bad news about Nigeria every day. And every time I say, give me the good news, and I don't think they can give it to me. I say shout out to Mr. Wasil Taiwo and Mr. Taiwo Olanrewaju say, Brother Koiki, we will continue to see you. No enemy will befall you. They will all be doomed, inshallah. Thank you so much. And to my mom as well. I guess she's back, home, because I didn't speak to her, but I believe she's back home. But I'll be visiting my mom tomorrow anyway. I try to see her every weekend. Mr. Boboye Joseph, thank you so much. Iyawa Rukayat, I hope Paris is doing very well. It's a bit cold, but we can't compare the coldness to America. Canada is another extreme one. We pray for those of you in Canada. Grandma Comfort Adileye, shout out to you, Mom. And also Chrissy, thank you so much. Clement, my Biafra brother there that looks after Koikimedia. I enjoy listening to you, sir. Nigeria is irreversibly gone for good. It's just that what we are waiting for is when it's going to collapse finally. One day, we will just wake up and everybody will start hearing, wow, just like it happened during the Soviet Union. Thank you so much, Joshua, once again. He said, God bless you for your effortless trying towards the struggle in acquiring the sovereignty of the nation. Adams Olamele, shout out to you. We have 7 people that are listening to us on our Mix LR. Every now and then I share the link out. It's much cheaper, especially those of you in Nigeria. You can just tune in and listen. You don't have to see my face. And sometimes if I'm in the kitchen doing the cooking and other things, you can just pop up and look at the face as well. So we are running 2 YouTube channels. One as a backup channel. The reason why we are running the backup channels simultaneously with the Koikimedia, because I realized that every time I complete the video and I upload it on the backup channel, it's classifying it as a reused content. and that means that it's not good. So we've decided to start running the backup channel. If you want to know the backup channel, it is called WD76 Media. The link as well is also posted continuously. Mr. Bamidele Aliu say, those people are full. Nigeria will soon happen to them. Shout out to TJ and the rest of you that have joined us on the TikTok. Shout out to Sister Buki and also many of our listeners that have joined us on the Twitter space. Look, we can continue to do all these in terms of the creating of the awareness. But the only thing that was going to make Nigeria to fall apart is we have to make the push. Whatever the push means to you, I'm not going to start telling you this is what we're going to do. This is not what we're not going to do, because it's a social media, and because of my platform, we're very, 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 very careful, in certain things. Not that I'm scared to say certain things. I have said a lot of things in the past, and whatever you have listened to in the past is still where I stand. If we do not go through the M1 route, I don't think diplomacy is going to solve the problem in Nigeria. It is just not going to. So we can just leave it like that. Diplomacy. Mr. Kolawole Amzat in Germany, thank you so much. DJ Baba said, time will tell Nigerian citizen on the Nigerian would all activate. So what I saw, let me first take you to, so I'm going to go to EONS, is a platform that I follow as well. And like I said, all I can hear was that they burned down a palace in Plateau State. I guess it's Plateau State. So let's pick from there. So this is the soundtrack from there. This is what the soundtrack looks like. And these are women, probably with few men as well. So the day that every Nigerians will rise up simultaneously and demand that full right. It could either you want good Nigeria, and as those of us that want the Nigeria to collapse, but if you do nothing and we're all just on Twitter space, on Facebook, on YouTube, that is just creating an awareness, and that's as far as it can go. The kind of push that will bring down Nigeria will be on the ground. It's not going to, these individuals that came out today, I'm going to give you the update. It says protesting women have now set up a fire to the resident of Mitchell Monday Adachi, the district head of Boko's town in the Boko's local government area. Look, I'm sure they've never listened to Koikimedia. If I go back and look at the average women that went out to protest today, maybe one or two of them knows what we're talking about from here. But they've decided to react without waiting for Koikimedia to tell them what to do. They don't have to wait for people from the middle belt to tell them what to do. They don't have to wait for anybody. We don't have to do it to anybody. But that is the difference between us. We are just two civilized people. We want it very easy. Kódà ẹlòmíì wá bí ṣe máa sọ fún pé bó ṣe máa gbé kíní ẹ̀ lélẹ̀ wà wá yín lọ báyìí wà á jó báyìí wà á ṣe báyìí ó wà lọ bá politicians. That you want me to be giving you all the details. Abibeko, continue to wait for that. These people or these women that came out, this is today. This happened somewhere in Nigeria at about 12:30 hours. They don't need social media to tell them what to do. But because we are too, easygoing, we come here. So somebody will be calling and say, so what day is it going to happen? This one didn't tell me the day that it's going to happen. They probably just brought themselves together, 1 or 3 people, and before you know, boom, they're out on the street. So what happened? The incident unfolded today at about 12:30. Sparked by the arrest of a certain community members linked to the recent killings. I don't know what that means. Something sparked by the arrest of a certain community members that they found out that is linked to the recent killing. So could it be that somebody in their community is feeding the terrorists and is probably getting a kickback? Because I don't trust Nigerians. They can take money for anything. I don't know. I don't have the full details. I'm reading from what EONS Intelligence posted, at about 1:33 p.m. local time today. So, like I said, like Showore said, it will not be televised. Because all I've seen now is just 8 seconds video. Because whoever is going to be videoing at that particular time, you have to be very, very careful so that you don't get lynched. because I want only my record. This is what's going to happen at some point. Then later on, when everything have escalated, there will be proper media that will then be allowed to do proper recording so that we can be able to highlight the problem to the international community. I'm sure United Nations doesn't even know that something happened, or probably they know, but it has not escalated for them to call for Security Council meeting. So Eshinduro, everybody knows the end game. If we like, we shout from UK. If we like, we protest. There will be a protest on the 10th. I will be there. Is it going to make any impact? The British government care less. Even if we protest, I know Sister Buki have said that all the time. We should man and force the protest from here. People will not feel your impact until they see blood. It's as simple as people like to see blood. Then they will come out and support your protest. You might be asking me which of the people's blood. Well, there's over 20,000 people that have been killed in Palestine. That is why people came out to protest. Not that they didn't know that there's a problem there before, but until people started seeing that, what is going on there? Then they started coming out to protest. So if you're thinking that anybody is going to come out and protest on our behalf because there's a problem in Nigeria and they are not seeing evidence of killings in large quantity, then it's not going to happen. Because BBC is not showing everything that they will need to show. You know what BBC does? BBC show things at the off-peak time. I'm sure some of you don't know what is off-peak. Off-peak is that they will never show it at exactly 4 p.m. They will show it after 10 p.m. That is off-peak, when most people have slept. During the peak time, they should be showing you certain things happening in Plateau State. So go and then drop away one day. BBC will broadcast what is happening. Do you know how many times we've gone to BBC to protest? They did not even come downstairs to take our video recording. I don't think maybe you know that. I remember I flew back from Nigeria, and then there was a protest that was going to happen. I've been there with the Biafra, I've been there with the Yoruba people. BBC Sokale, and the Nigerians are there now. They're hoping that BBC will pick up their story. Pick your story for where? They're not going to pick up your story. They don't get the time to pick up your story. They have a lot of story to pick from Palestine and Israel, and that is what they are discussing. Go to Sky News. I told you that the Red Sea is extremely hot. Most of us will not get our goods in time anymore because the Yemenis, the Houthis, are making a lot of headache for the ship line in the Red Sea, Suez Canal. So every ship is now traveling thousands of miles away from that Red Sea, and that will mean cost of price of our goods because UK is not producing anything anymore. Then the BBC is owned by the British government, who doesn't want dissolution. I mean, everybody is waiting for the BBC that is controlled by the same British government to tell you that there will be a dissolution of Nigeria. No, but when it's all kickstart by the push of the people, the BBC will be forced to broadcast it because then millions of people will be on the street, and it will be a shame that BBC is not broadcasting millions of people that started their protest in front of the BBC. Do you know that what the normal people do? The organizers are smart. We are not going to get, look, if we like, push as much we push. I know Sister Book is listening. We will not get 100,000 Yoruba people to come out and protest. It's as simple as that. They are not ready. I mean, I called most of people in a conference where I was still on a conference call with that person, with some other person, as we continue to try and see what we can do. Maybe we'll have sympathy, will come out, but anytime right, do you know that many Yoruba people are scared to come out because they realize that their papers are still with the Home Office? And I am telling them to come out. They will say, OLAYOMI KOIKI, so we will never get the total number. That is why there will be the push in Nigeria that will force other innocent people that have sympathy for humanity to come out with us as well. So, anytime BBC, coverage, you are wasting your time. I know it's not something we want to hear. We will never, look, on the 10th, as they say people die for Plateau, people are only keyboard warriors. I will bet you we will not get 1,000 people outside on the 10th for the Plateau State protest. I will be there. Are we going to get another extra 999 people to make it just 1,000? That is a challenge for Nigerians in UK. But when they see the images, they're like, ah, yay, oh, ah, and they start, everybody tweet, and that's it. And then hashtag, and then after that, the hashtag will be on the ground, is not going to be on the social media. And that takes me straight to American government. Two different headlines coming from the website called Real Clear Politics by Susan Crabtree. Same person, two different headlines, same thing on Nigeria. Let's take the first one. Human rights advocate urge President Joe Biden of the United States of America administration to blacklist Nigeria. Blacklist this country because of the crime against Christians and non-Christians in Nigeria. So what is in need for American government? Is there something in need? Why are they not blacklisting Nigeria as a country where Christians are being massacred on a daily basis? Do you know how many Christians are killed? Not just Christians, Muslims are killed. Who are these Muslims that are killing them? It is not the Muslim in the Southwest that wants to enjoy life, marry 3 wives if he can, enjoy life, go to mosque, eat pork if possible, drink Guinness if possible. We are talking about the jihadis. The jihadis that have even do not respect the Yoruba Muslim. I pity Yoruba Muslim. Allah Akbar. The North does not classify you as a Muslim. They classify you as an infidel. You are classified as an infidel. As a Muslim. They see you as a non-Muslim. And that is why I am not talking about the Hausas, not the Hausa Muslim now. I'm talking about the Fulani Muslim. They will never pray, and even some Hausas, behind a Yoruba imam. This has been going on for years, and we have been managing this crisis. So if anybody is hoping that America is coming to save our lives, you know, we love to be, we are fake people in that country. Everybody, they wait for America. It is America that will come and save us. I'm going to be reading comments as well because I want it to be very, very interactive. So, you know, so I'm going to pick some of your comments along the line. Mr. Bamidele Ali will say, those people are full, Nigeria will happen to them. Warich, you know, they say, I share Dumari. Every nationalities and ethnicities, and we are not tribe, okay? Okay, sorry, my laptop is blocking the video there. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, shouldn't be blocking me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Peter Pan. Say, I love Koikimedia. Warich, you know, they say, and we are not tribe, okay? I understand sometimes we use the word tribe. That is the gimmick. That is what the European have done on our lives. We are ethnic people, and we can say we are also indigenous people. But the word tribe, we are not tribe. Tribe. You know, they've changed a lot of things that has literally affected our medulla oblongata, whatever that means to you. Check it on the dictionary, on Oxford Dictionary. We are people that love lies. Safety Domain said BBC is a fire, and it cost us money to fund BBC. Waris Zinodo, the Arab-EU conflict over land and water are defending their land in the name of religion. Yoruba must defend our land as well. It is the British that did all this nonsense to us. But the Yoruba people and the Nigerians, because I am talking to Yoruba people, and you, but if you are also thinking that what I'm saying is okay with your own ethnic or indigenous people, it's okay with you. Look, if you want to keep Nigeria, I dash you Nigeria. If I have the means, I would not want to use a Nigerian passport anymore. If I have the means, I would never want to use it. I would just want to abandon it completely. Because every time you are classifying yourself as Nigerians, you are literally reducing your identity, your true identity. And I'll give you an example. I spoke to my mom after on my way to, okay, I'm not sure what I told my mom. I think I did. On Wednesday, I was traveling to the studio. And I popped into the McDonald's to ease myself. And I said, let me buy a milkshake. Sometimes, especially when you have a sweet, like me, our teeth are very sweet. I don't want McDonald's, but I just want a milkshake. And as I popped into the front of the customer service that was going to serve me, she's a beautiful, 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 young woman. Very robust. African were very beautiful people. If you are big, we are beautiful. If you are slim, we are big. And when you see a beautiful woman, it's a beautiful. And man, when we see one, you negotiate. You say, it's fine. And I said, I want a milkshake. Which one, sir? I said, I want is it vanilla? I think vanilla, yeah, vanilla. It cost me £2.49. It's not cheap. It's better for me to have drank water, but again, I just wanted to. After all the wahala where they do for number 10, all the video where I don't do, I got to look after myself now. Especially I'm losing weight all the time. Anyway, she saw my Yoruba cap. The other one that I was putting on. I think I have it here. You see why I say Abi Baba Yoruba? So every time I go out, I have to make sure that if I'm not wearing Koikimedia now, and thank you so much to Easy. I don't have to give all the details. I'm talking about Easy all the way in Miami. He says we will do whatever we need to do to make sure that every time you go out there, you will be recognized as a Yoruba man or Koikimedia. And everybody that sees Koikimedia automatically knows that this one are for Yoruba nation. If you are still seeing Koikimedia and thinking I'm for Nigeria, you'll be weary. I am not for Nigeria. I don't have any problem with Nigerians as of today because we don't have the Yoruba nation yet. But for you to say that we should maintain Nigeria because you want to be a Nigerian, you'll be weary. You'll be weary. Because there's nothing called Nigeria. It is just the British that created this mess that we are trying to clear. And the British are not ready to clear the mess. Imagine the British lo yagbe, wọ́n yagbe lé wa lórí. Àwa wá fẹ́ clear, èyí tó wá ní ká máa we push from here. I know Sister Book is listening. As much as we push from here, it's not going to make any effort. And I'm trying to be calm. This morning, my wife quickly sent me a message and said, please, believe me, I beg you, just be calm. I understand, sometimes, the way you, and I'm trying to be very, very calm. But sometimes, it looks like I just want to, how it feels. So she saw the heart. This is what I was putting on Wednesday. I didn't even realize that it's Yoruba that I put on. But when she said Oduduwa, Oduduwa, automatically maybe she have seen me on the social media or not, I don't know. But she said Oduduwa. And my wife was saying she probably recognized you on the social media. And I looked at her. You see why I said we have lost it completely as Yoruba people and the Igbos and the Hausas. We have lost it. So when she said Oduduwa, they normally have their name tag. Definitely, when somebody say Oduduwa, with somebody that now have a name tag, you expect to quickly look at the name tag. I saw Rebecca. And I said, Rebecca, no. That is not my, that one. I can't remember the right phrase she used. But she said that Rebecca is just either a fancy name or whatever, but she's Bossede. Imagine why she did not put Bossede there. She has literally changed her name. She might have, maybe she's using Rebecca so that it'll be easy. Rebecca is like an English name. So, your Bossede Kuro, Ofi, Rebecca, that could have been from my parents. I have done the same mistake, with my children. But we are trying our best now to rectify some of the problems, especially, some of the names. Because for me right now, right, like I said, I believe in everything. I don't care what you believe in. I am 40 plus. Nobody will tell me not to believe in anything. Tó bá jẹ́ àdúrà ni, Celestia kájọ máa lọ, Kérúbù kájọ máa lọ, tó bá jẹ́ ká ṣe ti babaláwo kájọ máa ṣe. Nobody should tell me anything anymore at 40 plus. Mo kì í ṣọmọ kékeré. But I am not here to canvass any religion to you because religion and we are talking about the humanity of the Yoruba people. Some of you think that it's because of the Fulani terrorist attack. No, we are talking about the identity. Because what I saw from that girl on, I'm not going to mention the McDonald's so that you don't go there and start looking after her and da. She's bearing Rebecca as a name tag. But when we started having a conversation, do you know that she's from Ondo State? ó bí èmi pé níbo lẹ́yìn ti wá. You know that these are probably the fourth generation in UK. Níbo lẹ́yìn ti wá, mo ní Ogun State. Ondo State lèmi ti wá. Ó dẹ̀ gbé Rebecca sára. Right there, identity theft has happened to her just like it has happened to me. So you can see why we are saying that we are losing it gradually, but because a lot of us are not seeing it in a large scale, we are still seeing it in a small numbers. In another 30 years now, I'm going to be 70 plus. Then I'm going to be seeing John. And then I look at John, I say, hello, John. No. I be Kunle. I say, but why are you bearing John? You can see why we are saying that a name, yeah, Rebecca is an English name. She probably want people to know her as Rebecca. Maybe it will be easy for them to be able to pronounce it. Rather than bearing Bossede, I got Bossede, look, we shall put Bossede one way. And we just laughed. And I just, she gave me my drink and I went to catch the bus. That is a big problem. Maybe not for you to know, but it's just part of what we have to deal with when we say, Moki Yawa Toyin. Even some people are very scared to even use their name now. They don't have to pronounce. I mean, okay, you know the journalist, Timo Pade, Oyinbo Timo Pade, Downing Street. When I gave him my card, I normally move with my business card. So I gave him the card. I think I have one here. Money card me. Money, make sure you reach out to him. I don't want to take his number. Come out hey, but money card me. And when he was looking at the card, he won't be able to pronounce Olayomi very well. He'd say Olayomi Koiki or whatever he says. And I say, you can call me Yomi or Ola. That is Omo Yoruba name. But imagine Kiwani Musa Kalam, he will probably lose track. He will not know that Musa Kalam is just an Islamic name. It's not the true Yoruba name. So there's a lot of damage that have been done that will take years. But if we do not stop the Nigeria, where do we start from? Because the government of Nigeria will not put up the plans to stop all this in terms of rewriting who we are. Bola Tinubu oni le ṣe, the next government will ṣe. Jonathan could not do it. Buhari was a dead man. Yaradua died along the route. Obasanjo is not even a Yoruba man. So who is going to do it? Who is going to ask for our real identity? I understand we love Nigeria because of the environment. No, we don't love Nigeria. We love the Yoruba environment. I saw the very dark man and I was looking at when he was changing the video view in Plateau State. Look, if Plateau was safe, I would go and set up a business there. Some of us will never live there anyway. I understand, north, but north, would you relocate to Jos with the current state of things? You will not. So why? So what are we scared of? What are we waiting for? Who are we waiting? We're waiting for America. Let's read now the second headline. Many of us know Blinken is the Secretary of State to America, a very powerful position. He travels around the world, very, very powerful position. Blinken rejects calls to add Nigeria to blacklist. So you're waiting for them to come and tell us Nigeria is a great country. Let's read the article to start with. They have Buhari's pictures. I guess this article was when Buhari was there. More than 2 dozens, about 24, leading human rights, religious freedom, and Christians advocacy groups are pressing the Congress to take more action to persuade President Joe Biden of the United States of America administration to reverse course and redesignate Nigeria to its black list of worst offenders when it comes to allowing citizens to practice their faith of choice. Many of you that lives abroad, you're so selfish. I'm sorry to use that word. Very, very selfish individuals. tó bá dijọ́ Sunday nísìn, you will pack children and you will travel to your religious centers. And in this beautiful country where I live, nobody dare comes and intimidate you. Nobody dare comes and disrespect you. And I take to all the religion, regardless of even our own traditional religion. But in Nigeria, the case is reversed. We will then go into all these religious centers and we will then pray for them in Nigeria, that may God allow the same way that you enjoy freedom of religion in this country. Are we not selfish? We are selfish. Nobody dares intimidate you in whatever religion you believe in this country. But in a country like Nigeria, Christians are not allowed to practice their religion. And we say nothing. And we keep quiet. Thank you so much, TJ Baba. And we think that is right. That is fair. You might say, but Koiki, kí la máa ṣe sí? Lágbára. Ọlọ́run náà la máa pè. I agreed. But this is now the time that everyone should speak to their member of parliament. I know they will not do anything. Maybe it's time that we start penning them and saying to them that the genocide happening in Nigeria is enough. And that is where we can put the pressure. I understand that I've said that, no matter how amount of protest, I don't see us getting 100,000 Nigerians out on the street to protest against, even if they disagree with me with self-determination. Can we get 100,000 Nigerians on the street just to protest on behalf of the Plateau State? They never came out for Igogon, maybe because it's Oloyegbo. Okay, this is not Yoruba side, it's Plateau State. Are we going to get that? Say people, we won't survive, we won't struggle. I don't think we're going to get 100,000 people who come out and protest to save the genocide that is taking place in Plateau State. Is it going to stop? There will be more deaths before 2024. I don't wish it. It's just that these monsters, they have the wealthy and the businessmen that are behind them. Dele Alake told us. Dele Alake said that the atrocity happening in Nigeria is funded by powerful Nigerians. I'm asking Mr. Dele Alake, can you please give us the names of these powerful Nigerians? He will never. These are powerful Nigerians that probably even have private jets. So if you think that the powerful Nigerians want the genocide of our beloved or loved Christian brothers and sisters, Muslims, non-believers, to end, they don't want it to end. These are monsters. These are criminals. These are individuals that do not have respect for human rights. And they are now have to beg America. Do you imagine what it means? We now have to beg America to blacklist Nigeria, but Blinken said, no, we're not going to blacklist Nigeria. But we're talking to the Nigerian government to try to protect Nigerians to allow freedom of religion. So who is fooling who? Am I the one fooling you? Am I the one fooling you? If America has whatever it takes to monitor Nigeria from wherever they are, do you know that they can monitor Nigeria from wherever they are? But yet, American government says, and I quote, that we are not going to do that. The Biden administration, I'm talking about Joe Biden, the United States of America, one of the most powerful countries in the world today, at least as of today, has rejected recommendations from dozens of leading human rights, religious freedom, and Christian groups to reverse course and redesignate Nigeria to its blacklist of worst offenders when it comes to allowing citizens to practice the religion of their choice. So you are out there as a Nigerian and you say, I am the one fooling you. But America that has the power to designate Nigeria and blacklist it refuse to do so. So who is fooling who? Am I the one fooling you, or the American government is the one fooling us? What is the need for America? We know that they are planning to build the biggest embassy in Africa inside Lagos State. We know that they spend billions, if not millions of dollars, building the drone. The biggest drone in Africa is in Mali. Even though Mali is now no longer under any democracy, is a military junta. American government is tough. They find their way, they still find their way, to say, okay, all right, we know we don't want this kind of negotiation now, but is it okay for us to keep our drone base so that we can still monitor every part of Africa, because we don't want Russia to intervene? Don't you know that it's all about, they're trying to become powerful so that Russia doesn't penetrate Africa. The whole game is so game in favor of Russia. So who is fooling who? The American government is doing whatever they are doing so that Russia doesn't penetrate into Africa. So even after Tinubu was doing blah, 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 he hasn't taken Nigerian soldier into Mali. He dare not. Or beat Tinubu that. He dare not. If he does, oh my daughter, they will blow Nigeria from wherever they can bomb Nigeria from. So Tinubu Tinubu refused to do what we wanted him to do. Nigerian army ní agbára pẹ̀lú ECOWAS. Why did they not invade Mali? Everybody has even forgotten about that, because there's so much happening in Africa that we care less now about whether Mali. Do you know that we don't have any relationship with Mali as we speak? No, Niger. We don't have any relationship with them. So as much as everybody was expecting Tinubu to react with as an ECOWAS chairman, I give them 24-hour weary. Yeah, I call him weary because he hasn't got the balls. His balls is in the hands of America. One squeeze a by me. They are squeezing Tinubu's balls. He can't make any decision on his own. So when those of you thinking that one day the State Department will change and designate Nigeria, they are not going to do that. During Buhari government, they told us the same story, that it is the powerful Nigeria behind the insecurity, and they have all scammed. The solution is to allow the indigenous people to go their separate ways. But are the indigenous people ready? They are ready, but it's just that they can't understand and they can't say. But like I said, Plateau State, women, they came out, they burnt down a palace. I want you to draw the social media, because this social media is just to talk. That's what we do. It's good. At least it keeps us going, spirit and mind. Let's hear the sound of women. It's an 8-second video, but I can see them running towards the palace. Soldiers will kill, but they will know that the women are not joking. Let's listen to the soundtrack again. You can feel the energy. And what happened? The women expressing their anger over the arrest extended their protest. Anger. Sometimes you say, Koiki, you can't sit in London and be throwing shots. At least I didn't throw the one in Plateau State. Everything that will bring down Nigeria, I pray for. Everything that can bring it down. But we are not ready in the Southwest. All we are doing is we are just prepping for when we are going to be ready. I don't think we are ready. We're not ready. We love to talk. That is the Yoruba people. But when we get very angry, we will all be out there demanding our right from the Yoruba politicians. Whatever that right means to you, that will lead to anger, and anger leads to something. If the government doesn't want all this to happen, then they need to start talking at each of the House of Assembly, the future of the Yoruba people in Nigeria. That should be a bill that should every state in Yoruba land, they must raise a bill, the future of Yoruba people inside Nigeria, and they can start debating that till maybe another 4-7 years. But at least we need to start saying that. But if they say that, hey, we don't care, let them be shouting on social media. There will be some people that will not shout with social media. They will react, and I will not be able to stop them. Babakito will not be able to stop them. Igbo will probably stop them, but they would have reacted in a way that when Igbo even say, okay, that is often tell. So if you're waiting for Igbo to give the order, Igbo is not going to give the order. What Igbo is going to do is exactly what we want him to do right now, which is just stay there and talk to the international community about the problem on the ground. But it is us that are on the ground we will activate. And I've already assured you, and I say it all the time, 72 hours I will be on the ground with you. 72 hours. 72 hours. That's all it means. You know, wherever I have to come from is 72 hours. The women expressing their anger over the arrest extended their protest to the traditional rulers. Whether it's a first-class traditional ruler, I don't know. I don't live in that part of the world. I don't have the details. Even lẹ́yìn tàbá ti dárúkọ bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Ọ̀jájá the second láti dárúkọ Aláké ikú bàbá Yèyé, I met him before Ìwàjà àti ọba Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, Àkúrẹ́, probably maybe the ones that we know. Okay, Lagos State, Akiolu, Ọba Akiolu, Kakfobasi. But I know him before he became an Ọba at phase 2, Nadini Jadele, where he had a second wife there. And I'm very good with the children as well. The women expressing their anger over the arrest ọwọ́ ànáwọ́ sọ́dọ̀ ọba wọn pé ṣé ògbọ́n tó ń lọ ẹ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tá à ń sọ nìyẹn. I'm sure ọ̀pọ̀ ọba yẹn bí ó wà nílé bí ó máa mú pátá jáde pátá bí a ló máa nígbà táwọn ìyá bọ̀ tó ń bọ̀ pẹ̀lú anger tó dẹ̀ ti sọ fún ọba pé ọba etí ẹ̀ mélòó tẹ bá pẹ́ in another 3 minutes ọba ka yín mọ́bẹ̀. So what happened there? You can go on EONS Intelligence and see the video yourself. The women expressing their anger over the arrest extended their protest to the traditional ruler's residence, Ilé Gangan Lolo, and also the administrative office, alleging his involvement and branding him a sellout. Take that word, sellout. I'm sure a lot of us have said the same thing. But what is tawa? I'm about to tawa. Kí ló dé tẹ́ tawa? But akọ̀ṣin sọ ni àìtí mọ̀ta máa ṣe. A ṣì ń dúró for the nǹkan kan tó máa sọ fún wa pé nǹkan báyìí la máa ṣe. But àwọn eléyìí ò dúró. The destructive actions began at the police station. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ dé pẹ̀lú because wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọlọ́pàá gangan lọ́ba máa fẹ́ pè ìyẹn lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n lọ́hùn ní Plateau State. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ dé pẹ̀lú àwọn police station. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ burn down police station yẹn down. And then escalated to the destructive action began at the police station and then escalated to burning down the district head's property. They took it down. Are they listening to Koikimedia? I don't think so. They are not part of any social media because they haven't got money to buy smartphone to be on the social media and be on the Twitter space. You know, we are talker. We are talker, you know, and the one we get smartphone. Let's go back again. The move is taking place as the State Department is expected to release its annual list of countries of particular concern, those nations where religious freedom is severely limited or religious groups face persecution. Yeah, mama. Ó ṣì wà níbi tó wà mo wà lórí program lọ́wọ́. Mo wà lórí program pé ó ṣe pé fóònù ẹ̀ Yeah. Yeah, ó ti jáde, yeah. Ibi tó lọ ló fẹ́ lọ yẹn, yeah. Mo wà lórí program, I'll sọ̀rọ̀ later. So, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin wa, sorry about that. You know, family come first. So, anyway, bí ṣe ń sọ lọ, eventually, the American government are not going to change that because there must be something in it for the American government. There's always something in it for them. But what about our tí wọ́n persecute? Because right now, lè ṣe ní Nàìjíríà, àwọn ISIS, wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́. Lè kírun, wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́. Lè lọ ṣàdúrà. Maybe some of you have forgotten. Let me remind you one. I was still having this conversation with CSI, I think some few days ago, when I can sort of briefly. Do you know that ní Ogun State, I'm not sure it's last year, I guess it's the year before. Tell me, one white garment church can be a Seleni or Kerubu, I don't know, because the white garment, I don't know, I think there's Sele and there's Kerubu, and a young 15-year-old girl was defiled. How many people remember that incident? Àwọn Boko Haram wọ́n wọnú church wọ́n gbàsí fún ìyá àgbàlagbà tí Ọlọ́run ló mọjọ́ tó ti wọ́n gbàsí fún ọmọ kékeré tó tún wá jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ nínú church yẹn wọ́n disvirgin okay, Africa_shopping center sọ pé sẹ̀lẹ̀ ni wọ́n. Ní rántí nàgbà tó ń ṣe family tiwa rántí kò ń ṣe family wa now, so why we concerned? We are not concerned because kò ń ṣe family wa ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. Silver Badmore said, that truth, brother, I'm not a Nigerian, I will never be one. I'm a real and indigenous Yoruba. Mo kí bàbá wa Ayinde Usman. Mo kí bàbá mi Lukman Ọláìdé ẹ káàbọ̀ daddy. Ọpẹ́ Àkàlà is greeting you. Ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí yín. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ yẹn nísìn àtẹ lọ Ogun State tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ṣé àwọn àtẹ rántí mọ́ pé ìyẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ because ojoojúmọ́ ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Kí ló wá dé tí Amẹ́ríkà ò designate Nàìjíríà pé àwa ìran ká tẹ̀sọ́ pé kò ṣe Yorùbá. Nigerians cannot practice their religion. I mean, how did we get there? Okay, because ẹ̀yin lọ sí church tó ní security. Ẹ̀ ń lọ sí Abuja church. Ẹ̀ ń lọ sí àwọn big church ní Lagos State tó kó security. No, ṣé gbogbo èèyàn ló máa lọ sí church àwọn yẹn ni? Okay, bí ẹ tún fẹ́ force àwọn èèyàn pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ so ẹni tó ń ṣe sẹ̀lẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ sí Redeem. No, ṣé ẹni tó ń ṣe sẹ̀lẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ sọ́dọ̀ Kúmúyì? Because it's two different religion. Ẹni tó ń ṣe sẹ̀lẹ̀ báwọn ṣe ń practice tiwọn ó yàtọ̀ sí bí Catholic ṣe ń practice tiẹ̀. So now ká sọ fẹ́ni tó wà lókùn State pé lójoojúmọ́ tó bá ti ń jíjọ́ Sunday ní abúlé yín tẹ wà yẹn tẹ ti ń ṣèjọ́sìn ẹ má ṣèjọ́sìn níbẹ̀ nítorí pé Boko Haram máa wọlé máa pa wá. Ṣé torí Boko Haram la ṣe sọ pé a fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation? I don't think so, no. It's got to do with identity theft. The identity theft that has gone on for a very, very long time. And as we continue to say, if we refuse to do nothing, it will catch up on us, it will deal with us, either directly or indirectly. Based on the number of Christian deaths at the hands of terrorists and militant groups alone, the decision should be clear-cut. Clear-cut, the advocate argue. Kò ń ṣe tí America ṣe máa deliberately lórí. America has its own, evidence to this. More than 5,000 Nigerian Christians are reported to have been killed for their faith in 2022. When I say 5,000, I'm not sure they count all the one in Ijebu-Ode or the one in Ogun State. Bí àyè tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní North nìkan ló ń kà. Because tá bá calculate gbogbo àwọn tó pa ní Ogun State nìkan, I'm sure pé number yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ 1,000. Ṣé bọ́lá àwọn kan ti rí numbers yìí? But yet, ṣé 5,000 Nigerian Christians are not human beings? Kí ló dé tí America ò lè designate Nigeria in the blacklist? Maybe it is part of the negotiation with the American government. Maybe there's something in it for the American government to say, Tabalo designate in Nigeria, and there's going to be government change very soon. And all this and all that. Bear with me. A Jakagbo video while I I'll come back in my seat in just about a few minutes. I'm just going to look for one thing to give us. Let's listen to this. I'm coming.
Which is it for you, Dr. Badaya? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Okay. How will the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? But let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
Many Nigerians says that was lie. May God bless the soul of Dr. Malafia Obadia. He got caught up just because unsought it up. Let's listen to Joe Biden here.
Perhaps singular among this body's achievements stands the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is the standard by which our forebears challenged us to measure ourselves. They made clear in 1948, human rights are the basis for all that we seek to achieve. And yet today in 2022, fundamental freedoms are...
2022, America refused to designate Nigeria, where 5,000 Nigerian Christians were killed. But Joe Biden was speaking at the General Assembly in 2022, talking about the human rights of the people of the world. Are we not human beings? Our loyal fans, we thank you for supporting us as we continue to post how you can make that support. If you're not too sure, get in touch with us. We will guide you. Based on the number of the Christians dead at the hands of terrorists and militant groups alone, the decision should be clear-cut, the advocate argued. 5,000 Nigerian Christians are reportedly to have been killed for their faith in 2022, according to a report by Open Doors, a religious freedom watchdog group. Leaders of the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, or the USCIRF, a government-created independent body that monitors religious persecution around the world, met with Secretary of State Anthony Blinken earlier this week in a meeting in which the organization's commissioner pressed Blinken to place Nigeria back on the official U.S. blacklist. Blinken removed Nigeria from the list in 2021. Reason is known to them, I don't know. Reversing the decision by the former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, in December 2022 to designate the West African nation as a CPC. Earlier this year, New Jersey Gov. Rep. Chris Smith introduced legislation calling on the Biden administration okay, I'm just checking something on my on my broadcast. It looks like it's struggling because I have too many things. Okay. Good evening, ma. Idris Abimbola. Yeah, I guess the broadcast is lagging. Princess Adebimpa Wonimuki, Olanipe Kong, my brother, all the way in E4. Shout out to you, sir. Mr. Nuruddin. Yeah, the broadcast is really, really lagging. All right. It's because I'm using all this to Facebook and the Twitter. All right, we'll work on that. It might be Misiwa. I will now use the two simultaneously. I bomb a triple DRS. Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening once again to everybody. How long have I done now? 2 hours. We're going to wind down in a minute. All right. I need more L'Oreal. Maybe I might want to come back so that I can arrest there, if otherwise tomorrow. So let's go back to the two headlines I've given out this evening. Why we can't stop our campaign for self-determination. Nigeria is bleeding, and it's bleeding very, very fast. But I want to stop bleeding here. They are not stopping it. The American government is there to help us. Happy New Year to you, and I hope you're doing very well. It's been a while. And I see your comment all the time in all the platforms where I do put some videos. Thanks so much for the love. You will expect that the American government called blacklisted. They refused to. But Joe Biden lost the United Nations General Assembly also on the Declaration of Human Rights. The question is, no, what is our offense as human beings? Are we not human beings? We are. But I want to defend you. I want to capacity to defend you. They have not. And that is where we have find ourselves today, because they've also tried to say, I want a problem one in Benye, but can't manage until it becomes a town of massacre. Look, think about Shellen in Nigeria lane in this thing. Heavy to Koda come a bomb Abuja bye. Àwọn America máa gbé àwọn the best wọn máa evacuate àwọn tó bá kù ní Abuja jáde. Wọ́n máa evacuate wọn jáde. So why then are they not protecting us? Who is going to protect us? Is the question. Who do we rely on? God. Okay. How long is it going to take God to react? I don't know. Ashaye, Kayode Moki, Mr. Kayode Falabi, good evening, sir. It is time that we stand up before it is too late. For the gift. The second headline I used was reason why we want self-determination. We've given all the reasons. I don't want us to always focus that no, identity theft. There's an identity theft that we must change. And I've just given an example about a young Yoruba woman, because she's not a girl. that I met bearing Rebecca. I called her Rebecca. She didn't want me to even call her Rebecca at all. She quickly said, no, Rebecca, no, don't call me Rebecca. I am Bosede. But name tag to Lara Rebecca ni no McDonald's. So now I'm from Ondo State. Òun ló kọ́kọ́ bí mi pé mo ti wá mo ní àwọn Ogun State. Ṣé mo pé tó bá pé mo wọ fìlà yìí níjọ́ yẹn tí mo kọ̀ wọ ordinary fìlà kò lè identify me as a Yoruba man. But for the fact that fìlà tí mo wọ̀ yìí níjọ́ Wednesday ló jẹ́ kó identify kódà kó Yorùbá ó kàn ní Odùduwà. Ẹ̀wọ̀n Odùduwà tẹ́mi gbọ́n yẹn níbo sí wo nínú McDonald's ní bíbá. But I'm not surprised because of the nature of what I do. I meet people. Kódà ẹlòmíì máa rí mi mo rí yàn kan náà tó kọ̀kan já lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi tó bá dẹ̀ kí mi náà ní láti kí because at the end of the day bí ọmọ APC ni wọ́n bí PDP ni wọ́n bí ara dẹ̀ ń ta wọ́n because ara ń tẹ ẹlòmíì pé ó ṣe jáwà là ń sọ̀rọ̀ and social media ní kí ọkọ máa sọ̀rọ̀ kódà lè máa ṣe audio kankan release ẹ̀ síta àmọ́ bá ń play. So mo kí Ọlákúnlé Ọmọlíṣàbí, something is wrong with African people because sometimes I can get it the way our people reason. We are all waiting for the big powers of the world, the Americans, the Germans, the this, the that. I don't think they're going to do anything, and they will not do anything. The first hour of the program is just to remind us that we are all in danger. I played a lot of videos that's lasted about 54 minutes, and the second hour, which we're going to wind down now, is just to state it again and again. You can join the movement in your own little capacity, but sitting back and do nothing. Cherry building TikTok. Cherry building to number 10 down the street. They're not going to dissolve Nigeria for us. They will never. If we are waiting for that black door to have a Yoruba nation president inside, and they will be the one to dissolve Nigeria, no. We would have to tell them, and we would have to do what needs to be done. We're not going to be telling you everything because everybody just say, everybody knows what we're going to do. I've been here for 25 years. At least in politics, I've seen the politics here. It's just the same rhetorics. It's the same thing. I'm going to end the Twitter and see if that makes any little bit of impact on the broadcast. Wọ́n parọ́ fún wa nílùú yìí. Irọ́ ò lọ́pàá fún wa. Wọ́n ní Saddam Hussein has chemical weapon. Àwọn ọmọ ìlú yìí protest. God bless the British citizen. Àwọn ní human feelings. They came out in their millions. Àwọn tó gbé bọ́ọ̀sì dé láti outside London. Tó ti jí dé ọlọ́run ló mẹ́lò mí náwó rẹpẹtẹ. Ìlú yìí máa padà support George Bush. Kí ló ṣe? Wọ́n máa padà lọ àtáàkì Iraq. Iraq lẹ́ni nísìn. Kò lọ sókè kò lọ sílẹ̀. Ojú kan ló wà bí ó máa dágún. There is always something in it for the West. Our time we know this. And that is why we are looking at it that they're not going to do anything. It's just the same thing that they will tell us. Go and vote. Elogba PVC. Eloshe this. Eloshe that. They know that all that is just to keep our minds and soul. And that's why they're from this at home about Jakpa Kumabo. And to Jakpa Wanisin. What to refuse asylum? Èrè ló ń sábà yìí nísìn. Ìyẹn kan náà tún dé ẹrántí pé ó di mi méjì. Ìkan dé ó ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Ó ní gbogbo kìíní ẹ̀ ó ti paná. Mo ní ó ti paná. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. I've given them advice in my little capacity. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn méjèèjì yẹn sì máa jẹun ẹ̀mẹ́ta lójúmọ́. Even though pé condition wọn, you get refugee. Mo sì ń sọ pé immigration is not a problem. You just have to find a solution to it. We need to find a solution to the current state of Nigeria. We can come out every day and be talking about this, that, but we must prepare in our mind that things are not going to be the same should we remain in Nigeria. As Nigerians, There's no amount of effort put by any government that will resolve the crisis of identity theft. Join the movement today. Yoruba are better off Nigeria. We are better off. And I know it. I'm sure you know it. Everybody knows it. We are better off in Nigeria. We are better to stand on our own. Some of you might say, but the same set of politicians. Yeah, we can't take them out of the picture. But it's not going to be the same system like the 1999 Constitution. We already have the House of Assembly. We are going to start running a different system and a different government. It has happened before. But if the will of the Yoruba politicians are with us, this task, this job, will go a very long way. Most Nigerians asylum seekers applications were rejected in the UK will get worse in 2024. 21 days. It's not going to be easy. She's going to queen. I don't know what more we will be saying, but what I think we're going to be doing more now is we need to move the campaign back to the grassroots. That is the task. That is the task for every one of us. Baba Teti Shirali, we got to move the campaign trail back into the people on the ground. And we have to do it in a way that they can easily get access to what we are saying. Consequently, we've got to make it difficult. Not everybody can buy data and listen to broadcasts back to back. But we need to start channeling and work out a modality. I'm a printing press, heavy. I don't know what you're going to do. I've got to flood the book in Yoruba. When look at my Conide Yoruba, when Toba Mobile, Tobaka, I told you, Pamo. So that Ijoti Abani is obey, Adide. We need to do that. There's hunger in the land, and that means that less people are interested in Yoruba nation. They might be complaining that Tinubu is meant to give them a good government. But what if I put Tinubu on? Tinubu cannot fund the budget. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have the money to fund the budget. That means he will continue to borrow and borrow and borrow. Investors are not coming anywhere. Don't be fooled. Yes, there will be one or two people that will be still running their business in Nigeria, like the MTN, like the DSTV, like the Glo Communication, like the Airtel, like the Indomie Noodles, because I can't go to Shashi Jam. But the major investors, the Tinubu, is not going to find them because they can't rely in Nigeria to come and invest. Or I don't call it the war. Tell you about company here, they are shareholders that they need to give dividends to in the following year. So if they're going to put millions of dollars from the shareholders and come and invest in Nigeria, and you can't get a return, then explanation and to lead the organization. I can't find my lip, but and I can say that it's dry already, even though I've drank a lot of water today. Explanation what she found, because don't feel why invest. It's not their money. Or what time when you go for money? Have you spoken to her? Eh? All right. Bye-bye. Listen. No, I'm not talking. I'm on the live program. Explanation will affect us. More understand. We don't have the capacity láti bá government jà. We don't have the capacity, but there's always a way to shut down the government and demand our rights. In time, béèrè fún right wa ni. Ṣé rí gbogbo pé àwọn olóṣèlú ò mọ̀ pé right wa ni wọ́n mọ̀. But our life to make effort in a way that effort will be fruitful. Lóòótọ́ lọ́kàn àwọn kan rò pé Koiki ọmọ akó bọ̀ jáde. That is the only thing. Okay, ọmọ akó tear gas jáde. Okay, ẹ̀ tó bá kó tear gas jáde tí àdè resisted. What else? Ọwọ́ tí wọ́n máa bọ́. ẹ lọ gbọ́ sójà tó accuse Sanwó-Olú pé ṣèbẹ́yìn náà lè rán wa dirty jobs. What does he mean by that? Is that the same soldier that went to kill innocent Nigerians during the EndSARS? The country right now, the politicians, and suffering, it's like we are, literally it's like we are begging the politicians for something that is our right. It's like I'm begging one thing. Undocumented initially on the 5. Aago mẹ́jọ alẹ́ ṣe fi lọ lù lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, ẹ̀yin aago mẹ́sàn-án fi lọ lù ní Nàìjíríà. It's like we are begging them to listen to us. Ẹ tẹ̀ wá gbọ́ wa. Bí ẹ tẹ̀ ní agree pẹ̀lú wa, ẹ tẹ̀ gbọ́ wa náà. Bọ̀ wọ́n ṣe bíi pé àwọn ta àkétì dà nísìn. Ibo la Akérédolú wà lẹ́nu nísìn. Ó ti lọ. Wọ́n fi kú yọ̀yàn. Èmi ò fi kú yọ̀. Gbogbo wa náà la máa kú. Ibo la Akérédolú wà lẹ́nu. Does that mean that family Akérédolú máa suffer? No. Ìwọ nìyá sì máa jẹ. Because ọmọ Akérédolú owó tó sì wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó bá manage dáadáa in another 30 years á sì máa rówó yẹn náà tó bá invest dáadáa. Tí ọmọ Akérédolú bá invest owó, ọmọ Ajímọ̀bí tún jìyà. Ìyá mi Folúkẹ́ ni I disagree sir. Making below NNPC. What did they do to all the crude that was sold? Why is there no metering of crude? Corruption is there. Ọmọ Ajímọ̀bí dà. Ìbá Ajímọ̀bí ti kú. Táwọn tó ti ra lé cash down ní Amẹ́ríkà. Àwa ṣì ń san mortgage labroad fáwọn àtà ní mortgage. Àwa tá dẹ̀ ní mortgage à ń san rent. Are they going to suffer? No. Kò mí pé àwọn ọmọ politician lóyìn náà wọ́n ń gbádùn. But okay, ọmọ politician lóyìn gbádùn, èmi náà ń gbádùn. Èmi ń gbádùn níwọ̀n bá tèmi tí bá ti kọjá yàrá mi. Ọmọ member of parliament lóyìn náà ń gbádùn. Àwọn náà ń ṣe ṣìnà, wọ́n ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi. But àjọ ń gbádùn. But ìwọ nísìn, senator ń gbádùn, ìwọ ò gbádùn. And they're not going to do anything. Let us do what is needed to be done to save ourselves from this country called Nigeria. How many people are looking forward to 2027 election? Yes, I am looking forward. No, I am not. Ọ̀nà méjì ni before I go. Èèyàn mélòó ló ń look forward? Yes, Koiki, èmi tún dúró de election 2027. Tó inú bẹ̀ láti máa make a decision tá máa fi lé Tinubu lọ àwọn tá máa fi Tinubu padà síbẹ̀. No, I'm not interested in any election. Which one do you pick? You think election can solve the problem? Mo ń gbọ́ pàtí Kútú náà fẹ́ padà wá. Bí yẹn ṣe fẹ́ máa padà wá títí nìyẹn kò dé lè lọ anywhere. Because like I said, Tinubu ló wà ní power nísìnyí. Ó máa rig election yẹn. So even tá Àtíkù bá lọ join mọ́ Labour Party, Tinubu máa rig ẹ̀. But Tinubu bá wá ṣe gbogbo tó fẹ́ ṣe tán 2031 maximum ló ní. Mo kí àwa Abe Williams. Mo kẹ́yìn àwa grandma. As God sọ pé, as God voice of one, no more elections. But àwọn èèyàn wá fẹ́ dìbò tó bá gbé agogo ìbò jáde nísìn. Ẹ̀rí pé àwọn èèyàn máa jáde. And èmi ò dẹ̀ ní sọ pé no more election in 2027. We will just continue and see how things fall apart. That's all I will say. But we need to maintain the grassroots awareness away from the social media. How are we going to do that? It's possible. We must first create visibility back again on the ground. So that baby ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn tí yà ń jẹ wọ́n kò ń ṣe torí òkìṣẹ́ tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nísìnyí Fúlàní attack ẹ̀ ní Fúlàní attack ẹ̀ but indirectly Fúlàní attack ẹ̀ because wọn ò ní kó ń jẹ wá láti north as much as they expect. Ẹgbọ́n kan tí bèbí yẹn sọ nínú the first hour of the video. Most of the food will become very expensive because àwọn tó yẹ kó ń jẹ wá fún wa láti north láti Jos ẹ̀wọ̀n fún àwọn ní potato tó dáa because of the weather and the soil. Price ẹ̀ máa lọ sókè. Tẹ́ bá ní kọ́ import ẹ̀wọ̀ Nàìjíríà kò pé wá. Rice, local rice, wọ́n náà ti di 52,000. Tí sọ owó ọbẹ̀ tó máa wà nílé ẹ̀. So a lot of things is going to happen. Not that we don't have the same problem abroad, But at least we are still able to stabilize it here in UK and in America because aníṣẹ́ ẹni tó bá wá wò pé ọmọ iṣẹ́ kan yóò máa ní tó mi o a lọ máa ṣe extra hour or ẹlòmíì máa ń dé ṣinṣin àwọn ìyá wa kan nísìn tó bá ṣe ń dé báyìí níjọ́ Friday nílùú yìí wọ́n ti ń dáná patí fáwọn kan lọ́la ẹni máa ṣe meat pie ẹni máa ṣe chinchin ẹni máa ṣe this just to feel just even if it's on every 50 pounds nílùú yìí or every £1 kì í sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ it goes a long way. Everybody is trying to do something. Ṣé wá tẹ̀wá dáwọn ìyàwó obìnrin marketer ni wọ́n ẹni máa ta nǹkan run ẹni máa ta this ẹni máa ta that just to stop gbogbo ọlọ́dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ hours and hours ló ń fi sínú iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe labroad. But ẹ̀yin náà bá yẹ pé ní iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe nílé ṣe mọ̀ pé kò bá tẹ̀ tún make sense 60% of Nigerians are out níṣẹ́ kankan ju pé ẹ kàn ń sùn ẹ̀ ń jí ọlọ́run pé ẹ gbà níbẹ̀ yẹn 10,000 because ẹ dábàá fún ní 10,000 naira èlò ní salary in a month but expectation yìí ni pé a bá fún yín ní 10,000 naira that is a quarter of the salary tẹ́ ń gbà or whatever that means by the time we divide it because the take home in Nigeria is 30,000 if I'm right or ṣé mo wrong èlò ní take home ẹ bá mi fi sínú comment section èlò ní take home and ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Nigeria mo sọ private sector ní government àti state èlò ní take home èlò ààrẹ ní comment ok ìyá mi yé tó pin ní 30,000 naira àwọn dàpọ̀ àwọn nìkan láwà lórí program pẹ̀lú wa so 30,000 naira mo sì fún ọ̀kan ní 10,000 kò ń ṣe pé for anything ó ti pẹ́ tó ti wà lórí mi èèyàn mi dáadáa dẹ̀ ni èmi náà rẹ̀ ni mo kàn sẹ́ńtẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé èèyàn ti máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ èèyàn láti bíi last year ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn owó yẹn máa ń jẹ́ surprise ni èmi náà máa ń gba àwọn surprise bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan mo lè gba bíi 30 pounds gbà mí 50 pounds owó tí mo expect á wúlò ìyàwó mi ìyàwó náà gbà 30 pounds àṣà àti lóná get understand okay bàbá wa délẹ̀ ní 31 average of 30 so that means pé ẹni tí bá fún ní 10,000 tó ẹ mọ̀ pé kò ṣiṣẹ́ fún owó yẹn that means pé mo ti solve problem ẹ̀ tó yẹ kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn fún tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin náà ń ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń lọ síbi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti sìn tábà tẹ̀ wọ́n á top up fún yín á dàbí ìgbà tẹ́ pé extra là ń fún yín bọ̀ kò ń ṣe fault ní pẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ o èmi ò blame yín o I'm not blaming any Yoruba person or Nigerians pẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ it is the system yíyan kan ní 25,000 ẹ ṣe kan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fatoki ìyàwó Olúṣọlá ní it's even a shame to be expecting the North to feed us in the South. We have an arable soil in the South, but things change since the days of national supply. I mean, and I totally agree with you, Yami Olúṣọlá. But bó ṣe rí nìyẹn, àwọn ló ń feed wa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti náà wọ̀n tẹ̀ ní gbóúnjẹ wa mọ́. Àwọn ajẹ́kẹ́bí pa wá. Àwọn àlùkà lọ sí ìlú kan ní year kan there last year náà ni. Kódà àlùkà ń jẹ tòmátò yẹn. Tẹ́ bá rí àwọn tòmátò yẹn bọ́ yẹ pọ́n. Wọ́n náà àwọn nọ́ọ̀tì àwọn Haúsá máa rà lọ́wọ́ wọ́n wá gbé wá sọ́jà títì ní tó dáa ni kò jẹ́ káwọn farmers wa lè progress because kò sí títì wàhálà àtọ́dẹ̀ ń ṣe láti dáko kò ń ṣe kékeré àti dáko ń ṣe kékeré. Good evening sir ìyá mi àbíbákọ́ nìyẹn yẹ ó rà pẹ́ náà ni ó mà tó jẹ́ bẹ́tà mo rò pé ti jí gbé níbẹ̀ yẹn ni o ìyá mi bí mo gbúrò yẹn rárá ó dà pọ̀ àwọn náà ni kò mọ dájú yẹn mọ̀ àwọn fine sisters wa ní orí tá a rí yín lórí broadcast mo rò pé àwọn arábìnrin ti gbé yín lọ ni o ẹ máa yọjú sí wa o kí ló dé kó gbogbo bí tẹ́yìn wà yẹn àfi kọ́ lọ́ọ́ máa fi ṣọ́ọ̀ṣọ́ yín mo ti dárúkọ lóyún kọjá bọ́mọ̀ ní dárúkọ ẹ̀mọ́ nísìn for safety reason. Ọlọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú yín gbogbo àwa fọ́ síta àwọn struggle ilẹ̀ wa dẹ̀ wà níbi tó wà arable land mo post àwọn fídíò kan ní orí short videos wa àwọn ilé tẹ̀ ń rí yẹn èmi tí wọ́n bẹ̀ ní sí more than 30 years ẹ mọ̀ pé cocoa house ó yẹ ká ti replicate cocoa house sí gbogbo state in terms of ilé táwọn ṣẹ́rí kòkó wà sẹ́yìn rí ní Ìbàdàn yẹn ilé tó yẹ káwọn èèyàn máa gbé nínú ẹ̀ ní òun ni equivalent ẹ lọ sórí Koikimedia orí Koikimedia náà mo post ẹ̀ sí kẹ lọ wo àwọn short videos tí mo ṣe síbẹ̀ ẹ̀rí ilé kan tí mo post mo kọ́kọ́ ṣe kan 30 seconds mo tún wá ṣe kan ní 1 minute ṣẹ́rí àwọn ilé tẹ̀ ń rí yẹn ẹ mọ èèyàn tó ń gbà nínú ẹ̀ lift dẹ̀ lọ fi ń gbé wọn lọ sókè tó fi ń gbé wọn sọ̀kalẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti factor even up to the safety of fire pé tí náà bá tẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ báwo la ṣe lè though they've got wrong nígbà kan ní Greenford Tower bí yeah where few people died so kọ́ba Elédùmarè kó wà pẹ̀lú wa kó dúró tì wá so yẹ ká gbé broadcast yẹn wálẹ̀ àtúpadà wá later we try àdúrà wa gbà o àní ṣetán lẹ́nu Yorùbá Nation campaign can never finish how are you one take us lọ́wọ́ bàtẹ́ so máa padà wá later at least mama I promise máa padà wá àwa ṣe night vigil mo kí ìyá mi sister mi Àbíbá it's been a while ẹ má give up we've started it kò sí nǹkan tó lè dá dúró it is just the consistent and to do more awareness on the ground mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mi yọ̀ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa that nurse that died in the hospital malfunction elevator waris jinodò ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ọtún rán mi létí pé Koiki ó ti gbàgbé Nàìjíríà tí mo kí àwọn Abọ́sẹ̀dé mo rí orúkọ yín o ní McDonald's let them keep their food and let them leave our land and our farms to work on their farms. Yoruba must wake up. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me take that break. I'm coming now. So, wọ́n padà bọ̀ later lálẹ́ lágbára Elédùmarè àwa ṣe night vigil. A gbìyànjú. Ìyàwó mi rẹ́rìn, ó fi mí rẹ́rìn. Wọ́n àgbẹ̀ tí bá ti bọ́ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì mi sí. Máa sùn lọ ni. Bọ̀ tí bá wá sùn yẹn, ìdó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé òru tí bá tají yẹn, mo ń padà bọ̀ níta nìyẹn. Ìyàwó mi fi mí rẹ́rìn, ó ní bí bá lé mi tó ní òun padà bọ̀ yìí, ìwọ́de ló sọ fáwọn fans ẹ̀ pé òun padà bọ̀. Àwọn family mi not àwọn fans. Ẹ rántí pa ní GoFundMe ẹ support wa mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí safety dominion it's to shock you that their marauders are killing our farmers n tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn yes máa pè yín mọ́ mi ẹ tí ẹ wà ní America there shouldn't be any problem with the GoFundMe tó bá ń show pounds ìgbà tẹ́ bá fi sanwó yẹn dọ́là yẹn náà lẹ máa fi san ó kàn máa convert bí i $20 lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ fún mi ni ó máa convert ẹ̀ padà sí pounds then ní láti fún GoFundMe lówó kankan because at the end of the day wọ́n ṣì máa yọ commission for every owó tẹ bá fún mi tàbá ti gbàjọ wọ́n máa yọ commission lórí ẹ̀ so but ẹni tó bá yé kẹjẹ kí n mọ̀ so ó wà very very straightforward mo kí sister mi kan náà àwọn send it wọn through PayPal ni so you know or send it sínú GoFundMe even though she doesn't listen to broadcast you know ẹ wà pé mo ní mo láwọn kan lọ́wọ́ débi pé sister mi ẹni tó ní Mr. Koiki kò gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa. When I just need one local government ní kọ́kọ́ fún òun mo ní dárúkọ state ẹ̀ ó náà máa make sure pé àwọn transform ẹ̀ sí the standard of New York big money ló ń gbà lamẹ́ríkà 6 figure olówó burúkú bí yẹpẹ ọmọ Yorùbá ni ó ti marry ó dẹ̀ ti bímọ kò gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa àní Koiki bàbá máa ń tíìzẹ̀ ni you know kò dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ broadcast lọ títí mọ́ bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ nísìnyí ó ti busy ẹ̀ka Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n ní problem pẹ̀lú health care system wọn àwọn fàtìfàtì pọ̀ níbẹ̀ ṣàwọn lọ́ máa ń treat àwọn mo ní gbogbo pé mo ní kí ló dé tó máa ń jẹ àwọn kinní yẹn ó ní kí ló fi ṣe sí wọ́n bá mọ tí wàá jẹ McDonald's jẹ pizza jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ èmi náà ti wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi bíbẹ̀ so you know that is also the side you know there are people that are ready they are investors òun mọ àwọn tó àwọn máa bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní àwọn colleagues ẹ̀ tọ́jọ́ máa sọ ó náà máa sọ the standard in New York ní tó sọ fún mi nìyẹn standard New York just one local government kẹlẹ imagine táwọn ti ronú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn so gbogbo kínní àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lè gbóríṣiríṣi nǹkan mìíràn tó máa wá jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ yìí wá kó wà prosper èyí tá à ń sọ pé àríṣẹ́ ìyàwó ṣẹ̀dé láti ibi iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ ìyẹn mo ṣe fi end broadcast yẹn kóra you know just to free the house a little bit àtàárọ̀ ló ti lọ nísìnyí ṣe ìwọ̀n dé láti ibi iṣẹ́ nìyàn ṣe iṣẹ́ lóògùn iṣẹ́ èèyàn á jókòó sílé ẹ̀ ń sùn ẹ̀ ń jí òun ó ti lọ látàárọ̀ ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ nísìnyí wọn àtọmọ mi lọ́jọ́ lọ àbáwọn wà lọ́lẹ̀ ó ti mú yẹn lọ àwọn tó kù ti mo ti kọ́ yẹn lọ sọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ọ wà nílé ìyẹn wáyé pé look èmi full time lèmi gbélé dání gbogbo support ẹ̀ ń fún mi yẹn ẹ fi ń ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ni but èmi àti mo ní mi ní last man standing ẹ jáde mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ máa padà wá lágbára yẹn lọ́wọ́ àní kíyàwó mi kó mi sọ pé ó jí mi ti bá sùn mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o odò àgbèwà kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀ láàrin wa gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọ̀dàlẹ̀ a sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ ṣe sùúrù ẹ̀ dáhùn a ní Ìgbòho lọ́ba Elédùmarè èmi ò rí Jésù rí mo ò ránà bí rí mo gbà fún wọn délẹ̀ bọ́tí Ìgbòho mo gbà fún tán yányán mo bọ́ lóye sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́sàn-án ẹ̀ ká máa dúpẹ́ fún lóye tẹ bá lóríṣiríṣi case tó wà níwájú olóyè tó ń dé pẹ̀lú tó tún sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation mo rí rẹ̀ tó ti kàn ọ̀rọ̀ immigration gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń apply ló yá àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ìlú báyìí nísìnyí everybody ló ń folóyè apply báyìí mo kí gbogbo yín àdúrà wa gbà èmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì agbẹnusọ olóyè kódà kó ní kí n má ṣàgbẹnusọ àwọn mọ́ ibẹ̀ ni loyalty mi dúró sí ìwọ náà ńkọ́ àní kankan against Bọ́lá Tinubu bá ṣe máa ń sọ ó ń ṣe tiẹ̀ ẹja kó pressure lọ bá kátẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ mú ó máa kó bọ́n síta ni ó máa ní kọ́ pa wá ni kátẹ̀ sì rí náà ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń darí wa ẹjọ́ àwọn èèyàn ń béèrè fún rally àwa kọ́ máa pe rally but ní on the 10th èmi máa darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn Plateau State tí wọn bá wà ní London wá ṣe kí mi wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn mo kí bàbá wa Kọ́láwọlé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí ìyàwó mi kó ní peace there kí mi padà wá thank you so much Yorùbá nation for life mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí o ẹni tí n bá dárúkọ like I always say àfojú payín rẹ we love you Tokyo 778 mo kí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ mo rí brother mi kan flag yo Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lẹ́ jẹ́ ó dà ń pa àwọn ti EndSARS ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà yẹn Eons Crypto thank you so much and on that note have a very good evening bye for now. Orílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga 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 ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ní kẹjẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ yíyé thank you so much. ẹ̀yin ọmọ dúdú wà bọ́ sí ipò bó ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Thank you so much everyone. Gbogbo yín pátá ni mo recognize o. Thank you so much our listeners on the Twitter space, Vicky and the rest of you. Have a very good evening. Thank you so much. God bless Yoruba land. God bless Biafra. God bless Arewa. Thank you so much, Tokyo 77. Only you are the warrior. Okudie ni. Okudie ni bonro. Ẹ̀yin olóṣèlú, àṣìbẹ̀yìn ni. Okudie. Okudie. It will take time. Okudie ni mo sọ. Bye for now.